Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Stranger Things 5. My name is Jashin Charles, and in today's video we're going to talk about Stranger Things Season 5 Episode 2. Episode 1's video is already uploaded on the channel a few hours ago, so if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you check it out. And without wasting any more time, let's get started with Episode 2. Episode 2 begins exactly where Episode 1 ended. A Demogorgon opens a gate from the upside down and attacks Holly. It starts slamming her on the floor and then tries to drag her into the upside down. But somehow, Holly manages to escape and runs back to her mom. Hearing all this noise, Holly's dad rushes inside from the yard, and the moment he enters, he sees the Demogorgon. He tries to attack it with his golf stick, but the Demogorgon slashes him badly with its claws and he collapses. Taking advantage of this distraction, Holly and her mom run toward the lower floor of the house. But Holly's mom slips and falls. The Demogorgon is about to attack both of them, but Holly's mom grabs a wine bottle, breaks it, and attacks the Demogorgon with full force, actually tearing its flesh apart. Meanwhile, Nancy and Eleven are rushing toward Nancy's house in a car to save Holly. At the same time, Mike and Lucas arrive there on their bikes. As soon as they reach, they see that the Demogorgon has severely injured Holly's mom, and she is almost on the verge of dying. And right in front of Eleven and Nancy, the Demogorgon takes Holly and disappears into the Upside Down. Nancy sends Eleven after them into the Upside Down, while she takes her mom to the hospital with Mike and Lucas because both of her parents are in extremely critical condition. At the hospital, while Nancy's parents are being treated, Nancy, Mike, and Lucas are sitting outside. Suddenly, Nancy and Mike get into a heated argument. Nancy says Vecna had already shown her this exact nightmare, but none of them believed her. And because of that, all of this has happened. She says if they had tried harder, maybe her parents wouldn't be in this condition. In between this argument, Lucas points out something strange. He says if Vecna only wanted revenge on Nancy, he could have killed her parents. He could have killed Holly too. But instead, he kept her parents alive and kidnapped Holly using a Demogorgon, exactly the way Will disappeared years ago. Lucas also points out the dates. Holly disappeared on November 3rd, and years ago, Will disappeared on November 6th. So he believes this is not a coincidence. This is all part of Vecna's plan. Meanwhile, the military reaches Nancy's house to investigate. After looking at the crime scene, the military head concludes that Nancy wasn't alone. Eleven was definitely there too. He demands all CCTV footage from the area. Back in the Upside Down, Eleven is trying to find Holly when she suddenly hears a sound in the forest. Thinking it's a Demogorgon, she fires a blind attack with her powers, but the blast hits Hopper. Yes, Hopper is alive in the Upside Down. Eleven and Hopper are finally reunited and team up to search for Holly. In the real world, Robin and Joyce are trying to fix the radio station's electricity. When Robin goes to get a replacement fuse, Will tells Joyce that the visions he got earlier aren't like before. This time, they're POVs. He says he felt like he was the Demogorgon, actually killing people. He also says he feels like his hive mind connection with Vecna and the Demogorgons is returning. It never resurfaced until he came back to Hawkins from California. Robin hears this and suggests a theory. Will might be acting like a receiver. Whenever he gets close to Vecna, like in Hawkins, he starts receiving Vecna's signals like radio waves. Will then says if that's true, he can find Holly easily. Wherever his connection to Vecna gets strongest, Holly will be there too. But Joyce gets angry and refuses to let Will risk his life. Meanwhile, Steve, Jonathan, and Ethan are stuck on the road because their car broke down. They get into a heated argument about Nancy. Suddenly, Dustin appears, face bruised after being beaten by Andy and his friends. Back in the Upside Down, Hopper scolds Eleven for not using the tunnels to reach Nancy's house, and instead driving openly in a car. He fears the military now knows Eleven is inside the Upside Down and will soon reach there. They argue again. Eleven then finds blood traces of the Demogorgon, and she and Hopper follow them to track down Holly. Back in the hospital, Mike tells Nancy a new theory. Holly often talked about an unknown man who warned her about monsters in Hawkins. Mike believes this man was trying to save her, and if they find him, they might find Holly. The trio disguise themselves as hospital staff to meet Nancy's mom, because the hospital isn't letting them in due to her critical condition. Meanwhile, Dustin and Steve keep fighting like crazy, and Jonathan has to break them apart, showing how their relationship dynamics have completely changed this season. Robin tricks Joyce and takes Will outside to follow his plan anyway. She believes Will's plan can help them catch Vecna. Together, they break the rules and head into the woods to search for Vecna. Inside the Upside Down, CCTV images of Eleven reach the military base. They now know she is inside the Upside Down. Back with Eleven and Hopper, they share a wholesome father-daughter moment as Eleven bandages Hopper's wounds, just like she once did for Max. Then they continue tracking the Demogorgon. In the woods, Will recalls an old vision and hears children playing. He realizes the vision was from Holly's school and runs there with Robin. In the Upside Down, Eleven and Hopper find Holly's shoe. Then a giant wall appears in front of them, a massive barrier Vecna built inside the Upside Down. Eleven can't sense anything beyond this wall. This is where Vecna took Holly. We still don't know whether Holly is alive or not. Back in the hospital, since Nancy's mom can barely speak, she writes her answers. Nancy and Mike ask her the name of the mysterious man Holly always talked about. She writes, Henry. Everything suddenly becomes clear. Henry is Henry Creel, Vecna's real name. The imaginary friend Holly kept talking about was Vecna himself, and Holly was his next target. When Holly was attacked, Will entered her POV through the hive mind connection because she was the victim. And now, if Holly's still alive, she is most likely trapped on the other side of that upside down wall. The episode ends on this massive cliffhanger. And man, episode 2 was absolutely incredible. Every episode feels like it's leveling up the show. But how did you like this episode? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And I'll bring videos for episode 3 and 4 very soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel.